You're listening to Stories Behind the Songs with Chris Blair. For more information, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at SBTSongs or check us out at chrisblair.com. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Stories Behind the Songs. This is part 2 of the same episode. If you listened to last week, Davis Luce switched things up and he made me be the guest and he asked me all the questions thanks to my amazing staff behind the scenes, Savannah and Zach and everybody here at Stories Behind the Songs. But I made him stay, and this week, Davis Luce joins us, and man, I've loved getting to know him these past few years. I met Davis when he was just 16 at St Augustine Songwriters Festival, which I host every year, and that's down in Florida, obviously. And yeah, Davis just genuinely surprised me with his talent the first time I heard him. He's a fantastic songwriter and performer, so when I heard he was thinking about making the move to Nashville, I told him that he would have a job at the listening room if he did it, and he made the move. Davis has been in town for just a little over 2 years now, and during that time, he has grown his network in writing. He's written with guys like Mark Irwin. He went from serving tables here at the listening room to playing our main stage, writing a song that's made its way to American Idol and puts the work in writing 5 days a week. Davis has one single out so far called Deere Tractor Beer. He's going to tell the story behind this one and also plays a little piece of it. Davis is a young and fresh guy in Music City and has a lot of great work that he's got left to do. Right now, he has an opening slot on Randy Houser's upcoming tour, is continuing to play songwriters festivals, and continues to write and build his camp with some iconic songwriters here in town that you're going to also hear a little bit about during this episode. We had so much fun, and we're just so excited to introduce you to Davis Luce. You can check him out on Instagram at Davis Luce, and be sure to check out his recent release, Deere Tractor Beer, anywhere you get your music. It is really a great one. Also, make sure to give us a follow, click that notification button to stay up to date with new episodes. And as always, a shout out to our sponsors, Sennheiser, Imperfect Esthetician, and All Clear In-Ears. If you're looking for a great set of in-ear monitors, make sure to check out our code SBTSongs and you get 10% off at checkout. You got to take advantage of that. They're great in-ears and I love them. I use mine all the time. Let's get to it. Here is my buddy Davis Luce. All right, everybody. Are you good?
Yeah,
I'm great. Laughing? Let's be serious, okay? Everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you listened last week, you heard the tables get turned. This guy, well, I just hope you listened last week. But I made him stick around. We're here with Davis Luce, now we're interviewing you. For real. For real this time.
For real.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you look like an idiot still.
Well, hey, overalls are doing me some good.
You don't. Here. You look good. You look like Davis.
Well, hey, that's all I know how to do.
All right, let's go back to where I was trying to go to before, and let's talk about you, St. Augustine. You grew up, born and raised.
Yeah, I grew up in St. Augustine. Mom and Dad opened a restaurant when I was 11 years old. Found the love of
gas
full service
Shout out.
restaurant.
Lindy and Ben.
Ben and Lindy. And, grew up in St. Augustine. Mom and Dad, Ben and Lindy, they opened a restaurant when I was 11 years old. Found my love of songwriting and just kind of fallen in love with wanting to be an artist through the St. Augustine Amphitheater. I got a great opportunity there when I was young, like through 4th to 10th grade, to go over there and like clean bathrooms and pick up trash. And I got to work all the shows that came through there and meet all kinds of people, and I just fell in love with all the buses and trucks rolling in and everybody connecting through, two people through music. And I love that town.
Yeah. And there's a big festival, Songwriters Festival. So talk about
the best one.
The best one, yeah.
Well, first off, thank you for sponsoring one of those stages.
Absolutely.
That's where we met.
Yeah.
And thanks for continuing to sponsor the shenanigans that happens down there. And it is the best. I mean, I think it's the biggest catalyst for me personally as a songwriter. I met, one of my biggest mentors here in town, Mark Irwin.
Me?
You. Mark Irwin and Arliss Albritton and Chris Blair through that festival, and all you guys have pushed me to. You guys all pushed me to move here and chase this thing down.
Man, I remember the first time. So I've been hosting that festival for what, 8 years, 7, 8 years, something like that now. And I remember I don't think it was the first year, maybe the second year that you played, and we had 2 local people. It was you and what's the piano player?
Jolie,
yes. Also very talented. And I remember like telling you then that first time I met you and heard you, like, dude, you got to get to Nashville.
Yeah.
And then 12 months later, I came back and you were still there.
Yes,
I
was.
And opened up again.
Like, what, 16?
Yeah. You were young.
I was not ready.
Yeah. But just another year, then it was like you were like, and it didn't take long after that. And I was like, dude, if you move to Nashville, you've got a job at the listening room, and
that's right.
And you finally made the move.
I did. Now we're here.
Yeah.
I've been here almost 3 years, and we're just chunking along.
So you kind of mentioned Mark Irwin. He's extremely talented songwriter, and I know you guys hit it off right away in St. Augustine as well.
Yeah.
And then you guys have collaborated and done a lot here too. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Mark and I, like you said, we really hit it off in St. Augustine, and we became fast friends and bonded over all kinds of old country music and bluegrass music. And when I moved up here, or Mark invited me to play the Bluebird for the first time when I was like 16 years old, and brought me up here, and I played the Bluebird with him, and he just took me under his wing, and we wrote a few songs that weekend, and he showed me my first, the first publishing house I'd ever seen. And we wrote over at Sony when he was still over there, and we try to write at least once a month. We grab breakfast every once in a while, and he's just the biggest champion of young writers like myself and Braden Jameson and all those guys that are just kind of cutting their teeth and love country music, and he just wants to see everybody win.
Yeah.
And Mark's the best, man. And we play as many shows together as we can, and whenever I'm around him, I'm like a sponge. I just want to soak up every bit of wisdom that I can get from him.
Yeah. You, not just Mark, but you've really been able to collaborate with a lot of incredible writers in town in just a short 3 years, and really not even 3 years. You were doing it 6 months to a year after you moved here. How did that happen?
I don't know. I just, when I first...
I'm Davis Luce. That's how it happened.
No. My first weekend in town, I'll never forget. I went over to the local, and I saw Sam Banks and Will Jones, and I was like, those are the guys that I like. These are like the guys I look up to that are here in town and doing this thing. And so I kind of started just going and seeing them as much as I can, as I could. And we started writing songs together, and they're just, I never thought in just a couple of years, the guys that had been here for 5 or 6 years or longer, I'd be writing songs with.
Yeah. Did that kind of thing happen with like going to the local and doing all that stuff before you made the permanent move? Like, were you doing trips back and forth, or was it just kind of like that one with Mark and then you were like, all right, I'm in? I didn't
really travel back and forth. Mom and Dad brought us up here a couple of times before I made the move up here.
Yeah.
But I came up that one time with Mark, and then I was hooked. I couldn't wait to get here. So I graduated high school, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So that kind of put things on the back burner for a minute. Stayed and worked through that COVID year, and then I moved up right after COVID was kind of done.
Yeah.
And and I just started going out and meeting as many people as I could. And
what do you think your biggest challenge was moving to a town you didn't really know many people?
I think that's the biggest. I come from a town that supported just supported me in everything I did, and not knowing anybody and kind of not having that support system, it humbles you really quick.
Yeah.
Because you go from being the cool guy in town to just another guy. So I think that for me was the hardest part, just not, and really being on your own for the first time too.
Yeah.
Is really tough. And just trying to figure it out and figure out and learning that this town is just going to kind of walk you through it. Like it's you just got to hold on to the guitar and hold on to a pen and just roll.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. I mean, that is one of the cool things about Nashville is a very open armed city.
Yes.
It's like a small town
it's nothing but a small town once you get on
sky.
On the inside.
And you moved and came to work here at the listening room pretty quickly, and so I mean you became family of ours, and you've been able to play this stage many times.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and it's been awesome to just kind of see you continue to hone your craft of writing and performing and all of that. What would you say your best memory is so far on this stage?
Honestly,
you don't have to count right now. I know this is like an epic moment.
This is number one.
Yeah, let's just go to like your second favorite.
Honestly, my favorite moment in this building is I think it was my first day at work here. And I'd worked a couple really terrible jobs when I first moved to town. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call Chris. And so I texted you, I think, and you're like, yeah, dude, go by and see him, and, we'll get you taken care of. And it was the first time, like, I'd been around a like-minded group of people that were chasing the same dream. And I think that's the coolest thing about the listening room is everybody that waits tables here just about writes songs and chases a dream. And, we get to see our heroes on stage every night. And it just made me feel at home. I was like, I think that's my favorite memory of this place.
I love it. This episode is brought to you by All Clear Audio. All Clear Audio is a custom and universal in-ear monitor company based in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with a storefront right here in Nashville, Tennessee, where we film the Stories Behind the Songs podcast. All Clear strives to not only be the leading provider of high-quality custom and universal fit in-ear monitors, but also leads the way in customer service and care. With customs starting at dual driver all the way to 13 drivers, there's something for everyone. Head over to allclair.com, that's ALCLAIR.com, and use our code SBTSongs to receive 10% off. Thank you for the sponsorship. We love you guys at All Clear, and we hope that everyone out there listening takes advantage of this and enjoys them as well. Let's keep the favorite theme going.
Yeah.
Again, you've had the opportunity to collaborate and write with a lot of great people in town. Do you have a favorite collaboration so far?
I think I wrote the best song I've ever written just a couple of weeks ago with my buddies Ethan Phillips and Justin Dukes. We've been writing a lot of really great songs together. We wrote a song called Somewhere Over Santa Fe. I wish I knew it better. I'd play it for you. But
I'm glad you said that because I was about to ask you.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
But aside from Ethan and Justin, Mark Irwin and Braden Jameson and Sam Banks and those cats, those are my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know one of your biggest influences is Marty Stewart.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Marty. I met Marty when I was 13 years old. I've been lucky enough to kind of build a friendship with him. And when I moved to town, I'd called him. He'd given me his phone number. We kind of kept up through the years with through email. And when I moved to town, he gave me his phone number. And he said, give me a call, whenever you get settled in. I gave him a call one day, and he was like, man, you want to go get a cheeseburger next week? And we'll catch up. I said, sure. And the day came, and I called him, and he said, scratched a cheeseburger. He said, "How about you bring your guitar and we'll try to write a song together?" And I went over to his office in Hendersonville, and we wrote a song. And then he drove me around in his big old Escalade and showed me Hendersonville. And he grew up in this town. He moved here at 13 years old.
Yeah.
He was playing mandolin for Lester Flatt, and was playing the Ryman at 13 years old. So he was taking me by and telling me all the stories of old Nashville and old Hendersonville, and just the coolest in the world.
That's got to be. I mean, I've only got to meet him a couple times, but just he
is everything you think he is. I mean, just the most incredible guy.
Yeah.
It was funny. We had finished writing, and the guitar strap I wear on stage now, he was like, we kind of finished up and we were hanging out, and he was like, "What kind of guitar strap do you have?" I was like, "That is the weirdest question." Like, I've never, this is strange. He was like, "No, man, you're in Nashville now. You need a real guitar strap." And he went over this corner in his office and pulled out a bunch of Ziploc bags full of conchos and buckles and just cool stuff. And we put together a bag of stuff that I liked, and he sent me over to a guy, Terry Lankford, over in Franklin, and had a guitar strap made for me. And I mean, just the coolest guy. And I mean, the day we wrote, he let me play he's a huge collector. He collects all kinds of stuff. His collection's bigger than the Hall of Fames. And he let me play one of Hank Williams' guitars.
Wow.
And it was unreal. Just he's the coolest cat in town.
Did you sweat on it?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I might have, but you never know.
Yeah. You sweat when you play sometimes.
I do.
Yeah.
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 I do.
just
setting the notes.
Point it out. No, there's sweat marks on your guitar right there. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah. This is all trust.
I love you, man. I got to call out the little things, you know? All right. This is pretty cool. Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan critiqued a song that you wrote on American Idol. How cool was that?
That is a highlight. It was really, really cool. Wrote a song with one of my good friends, Aniston Pape.
Yeah.
A few months back, and it's called Hummingbird. And we were at the local one night, and somebody said something about a hummingbird. And I looked at Aniston, and I was like, "We got to go right now, and we got to write this song." We went home and wrote this song about our moms, and it was really special to see that on national television.
Yeah.
Because mom and dad and grandpa and grandma growing up, we didn't watch a lot of TV. There was always music playing out in the house, and nobody in my family is really musical. My dad plays a little bit of guitar. My brother plays guitar, but mom was always kind of humming with the radio and stuff like that. And so wrote this song called Hummingbird, and it's just about, just a mom making sure that her baby gets where they need to be getting, and just supporting us through everything.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool to see Aniston play that on live television, and it's really cool to see them support original music on that show, and to give their feedback on it was insane. It's dude, that's Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie and Katy Perry, telling us what's up.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool.
And man, there's I give you a hard time and pick on you just because I love you, but the amount of success that you've had in town, I don't even know if you realize, have you taken a step back and gone, wow, I've done and accomplished all of this stuff in a short amount of time? There's people that's been in town for 15 plus years that haven't gotten as far as you have.
I think I try not to think about it too much, really. And I kind of just keep my head down and just keep writing every day. I write 5 days a week, and I celebrate the little things.
That's good.
The little things that happen, and just enjoy every day. And I try not to think about all the things I've done, and I probably should. And like sitting here thinking about all the things that I've done in like 2.5, 3 years, it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
And I just feel so blessed to get to do what I love every day.
Yeah. It's awesome to watch, man. I tell you what.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you want to play a little bit of Hummingbird? There's the look.
I've never played it live. Seriously.
Really?
Seriously.
Okay.
I've got to learn it for Friday night at the Bluebird.
Yeah.
I've got to learn.
You better.
it.
I mean, you better start practicing.
I know.
All right, we can skip it.
Cool.
Do you not want to?
No.
Yeah.
I will butcher
Okay. I can see it in your face.
I will butcher it.
All right.
That's like I'm striking out with you here.
No, that's okay. Let's move on to something more fun. You don't have the biggest package. But what would you say for new writers coming to town? Like, what advice would you give them?
I hate Zach Anderson so much. I think the best piece of advice I could give anybody moving to town is come and get a dadgum job at the listening room. First off, and just to enjoy it. Like I was saying, like just go out and meet as many people as you can when you first move here, and just play every writers round you can.
Yeah.
And just don't think you're better than anybody. I think that's the one thing I've learned. Like, this town is really quick to accept people and take you in like family, as long as you respect everybody that's come before you, and you kind of you don't have a chip on your shoulder. It's like just enjoy it and just keep your head down.
Yeah.
And just write the best songs that you can.
Yeah. So good.
Don't drink too much.
Yeah.
Because that'll happen.
It does. This town will pull you in. You got to be careful.
For sure.
Can we talk about your favorite food?
Yeah.
Bush Light?
Bush Light. Yeah. What do you want to know about it? I mean, it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
And it goes well with my overalls.
It does. It does.
It really does.
I hope everybody out there listening goes to our YouTube page and sees this outfit, because it is I mean, you're a walking billboard for Carhartt. We need to have a sponsorship.
I didn't even realize this morning when I dressed myself that I was like doubled up in Carhartt.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
here we are.
Well, I mean, you dressed yourself, so that's good.
Yeah. I'm winning.
Yeah, you are.
I'm winning.
You are winning. John Deere Tractor Beer.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
God, I was obsessed with John Deere tractors as a kid, and Bush Light released tractor beer cans, John Deere tractor beer cans, and I had searched every grocery store, every liquor store in town for these limited edition cans, and I was walking through Publix one day, and going down the beer aisle, I looked to the left, there was one case of this tractor beer, and that was all that was there. There was one case, and then it was all just the regular cans. I was like, okay, well, I have to buy this. So I took it home, and I walked in, and my roommate at the time, he was sitting there. I was fired up. I was like losing my mind. I couldn't believe it. I'd found them. I had this whole thing. I was going to like save every can from the box and like decorate our apartment in them. Didn't do that. But I was like, look, Kyle, it's tractor beer. And he was like, has that been written? I was like, I don't know. And so we looked it up. It hadn't been written. So we wrote this goofy beer drinking song called John Deere Tractor Beer, and cut my first music video on that song.
Yep.
And that was my first single when I moved to town. And it's done some really, really cool things. We, when it came out, the music video did really, really well. I don't know why. I didn't really push it that hard. And this family from Pennsylvania reached out to us. And I got to kind of work with John Deere and go up and visit this kid. And He's got a really rare disease. I can't remember the disease it's called. It's got a really long name, but got to go up and play a show for this kid, and it's like it's his favorite song. And when they reached out, they like sent a video of him like riding around in his John Deere cowboy boots and his overalls and his little John Deere tractor around the house, like singing the song that I had written. That's just like it's the coolest.
Yeah,
it's so cool. So it's done a lot of really cool things and shown me a lot of really cool places. And Tractor Beer.
Yeah,
Tractor Beer.
Let's hear it.
Hear it? Let's do it. You want the whole thing?
Let's just give us a verse chorus. Chorus. Let's keep everybody wanting more. And you guys can go out to Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to music, and make sure you follow Davis and buy this song.
Tractor Beer. Ever since baby left, I've been stacking empty cans out here mending up this heart. Turning up my radio, cranking out some George Jones, burning diesel under the stars. This gray machine with the yellow seats, the only thing that's holding me. I'm drinking John Deere Tractor Beers out here in the country. Quick sack up the road is where I'm spending all my money. I'm slowing traffic down, y'all go on, go around. I hope the popo don't find out I'm drinking John Deere Tractor Beers.
Come on.
Tractor Beer.
Love it, Davis.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with the success of that and everything else that you've got going on right now, like, what do you do to kind of balance like chasing this dream in Nashville while also paying the bills?
I gig a lot. I sing somewhere at least 4 nights a week, most weeks, and I play out of town. I'm playing out of town a lot this year.
Yeah.
I got some really cool shows coming up outside of Nashville. Really excited about. And yeah.
Anything you can talk about with some of the stuff that's coming up?
I'm not sure if let's talk about it. I'm opening for Randy Houser down in Florida. Very, very excited about that. We've got the Songwriters Festival in September.
Yep.
Also trying to open for Zach Top, which is really cool. He's crushing right now. So we'll see what happens there. Haven't been confirmed yet, but hopefully we'll be out there. And then I'm trying to start this thing in my hometown, where we do like a writer's retreat, take a couple buddies down there.
Yeah.
And we stay for just a weekend, and play a few shows around my old stomping grounds. And just play country music.
I love it.
Yeah. That's what we've got going on, and working on picking out my favorite songs right now and getting in the studio and cutting them, and hopefully putting out more music by the summer. That's
I love
the goal.
It. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, we'll keep supporting and keep watching. And
well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for
really cool
getting out of bed and
absolutely
packing up a bag and moving to Nashville.
Absolutely.
Finally.
I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, man. Well, before we wrap up, last question. If you go back to 8-year-old Davis in St. Augustine, what advice do you give yourself today?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. Probably listen to my dad more. Honestly. I don't know. I feel like growing up, like there was this equal balance across everything we did. And my mom and dad are the most supportive parents. Like when I was in high school or whatever, I found the guitar and I was like, this is what I want to do, and they could see I was getting good at it, and they never pushed sports on me or anything. And they were just like, dude, chase that dream. And I watched them build a business from the ground up.
Yeah.
And we were living in Ocala, Florida at the time, before they moved us to St. Augustine. And my dad was driving 2.5 hours every day, remodeling this building, and moved us up there, and they chased their dream. And I've always just kind of chased it. I don't know if I'd really change anything, honestly. I've been really, really lucky and really blessed. I'd write better songs. But I don't know. That's the truth. I don't know if I'd change anything.
I love it. Yeah. Well, dude, just keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Heck yeah.
All right. Next time you come back, you're playing Hummingbird.
Absolutely.
Deal?
Absolutely. Deal.
Okay.
It's gonna that moment is gonna haunt me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So that's okay. You put it out, and then we'll tell everybody where it is and all that. Yeah. So,
God,
man, it's been a blast.
It's been a blast.
I hate you. So we'll.
I love you too, man.
Yeah. Everybody out there, thank you so much for listening. This has been another episode of Stories Behind the Songs. This time with Davis Luce. We'll see you next time.
Pew pew pew.
See ya. Thank you for listening to another episode of Stories Behind the Songs with Chris Blair. Make sure to give us a follow on Spotify if you enjoyed this episode, and make sure you click that notification button so you can keep notified when new episodes come out. We release brand new episodes every Tuesday, and you can find us on YouTube at Stories Behind the Songs with Chris Blair or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to send us a comment letting us know what you thought of the episodes. We love getting your feedback, and share this with your friends. The more we grow, the more that we can keep doing this. It's our mission to bring you all of these great stories behind the songs from some of Nashville's most iconic artists and songwriters, publishers, producers, everyone in between, and a lot of my great friends. We love what we do, and we love sharing their stories with you. We appreciate all of the continued support. Thanks also to all of our sponsors, and we will see you all next week.